The Ministry of External Affairs has said India's position on the Dalai Lama has not changed. This after a newspaper report this morning that the centre has asked officials to stay away from Tibetan functions since this is a sensitive time for India-China ties. The Indian Express quotes a note sent by the Cabinet Secretary on the 22nd of February which says senior leaders and government functionaries of the centre and states should stay away from events planned for March end and early April by the Tibetan leadership in India. This is to mark the start of 60 years in exile of the Dalai Lama. The Cabinet Secretary's note cites advice by the Foreign Secretary Vijay Gokhale, and it marks a significant shift in India's position on the Dalai Lama. So what does this really mean? Joining me is NDTV's Executive Editor, Nidhi Razdan. Nidhi, not a very strong defense by the government.
Well, actually, the Ministry of External Affairs deny what the Indian Express has reported this morning, which is that the Cabinet Secretary has sent out this note to all state government departments as well as central government ministries saying keep away from any Dalai Lama functions over the next couple of months or so. What it merely says is a reiteration of India's position that the Dalai Lama is a respected religious leader and that he can continue his religious activities in India. So therefore, in an indirect way, it's a confirmation of that. And this is a significant shift in India's position because Indian officials, government officials, have often attended the Dalai Lama's functions. In fact, even in this government, senior ministers have also attended functions where the Dalai Lama has been present for India. It's really been a sort of a kind of a card that it has held against China all these years, allowing the Dalai Lama to live here, Tibetans in exile to live here, and it's something that's often irritated China, which has lodged diplomatic protest after another. For instance, when the Dalai Lama went to Arunachal Pradesh more than once, and so on. But now, the jury is out on whether this move means that India is caving in to the Chinese, because ties between India and China are particularly bad right now, particularly after the Doklam standoff. You've had issues on terrorism, on the NSG membership, etc., or whether it's just smart diplomacy, pragmatic diplomacy that's playing out. But nevertheless, it does mark a significant shift in India's stand.